Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Knox Makers. My name is Isaac, and it is my pleasure to be your host this evening. Because it is Tuesday evening, it is our tradition to do show and share. We have a cavalcade of makers who have brought in fascinating projects to share with the rest of us. Hopefully some of these will be exciting failures and others tremendous successes. To begin with, we will visit with Matt, who has brought to show us a sculpture.
So, thanks. That's the best reception I've gotten for any sculpture ever. So I'm sure some of you have seen this on the gallery wall. This is, it's a sculpture about my job, essentially. I work in a lot of different catastrophe zones across the country. And this one was made after Hurricane Ida, which hit Houma, Louisiana, pretty hard. It's made from a knee of cypress. If you've ever seen a cypress tree growing out of the swamp, lopped that off. I milled it and resawed all of it. And you can kind of see the doors. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Let's zoom in. Well, sorry, okay. The doors are all individually made in the same way that a door would be made. The hinges are made from the smallest sort of smallest hinge that I could buy, cut it in half, cut the pin in half, and sort of redid all of that. And they house little pieces of ephemera. This is my pass to get on Sanibel after they built that temporary bridge. And there's a few other ones that you can look on the gallery wall and see. But I like that I made it front, back, doors, and everything from one little piece of wood. And that's it. Oh, yeah? The same, so it's just like making a large panel door where you would, it's all table saw work. Just regular, the same thing we got there, just getting your hands very close to the blade.
You did it with the big table saw?
I mean, I did, yeah, like, I did it with mine, which is a smaller version. But yeah, it's all table saw work.
What about a
No.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, it's like, it kind of like, I wanted it to look like a door,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, nice. All right, thanks. Oh, yeah. Oh. Glue, yeah, it's glued. Mm-hmm, yeah.
I was going to do a joke, but now he's talking about natural disasters, and I can't. Thank you, Jim Morrison. Next up, we've got Lori, the inimitable, who has brought a cat throne to lighten the mood.
Let me find my phone in there. Hi, this is really awkward up there, but anyway, hi. So, so I, a couple years ago, my cat actually really likes the car, and he likes people, and he likes getting out of the house. So a couple years ago, I made a harness for him. By the way, my cat is 21 pounds. He's a big boy. So I had to hand make him a harness because his waist is 21 inches, and that's the size of a large dog harness. So this is the harness, and it has elastic in it for his belly. And I thought I wanted to try to take him out of the house a lot more often. And I just didn't get around to making his throne because he likes to sit up high to look out the windows and stuff, and he's not super stable standing up and stuff, or putting his paws up on things. But I kind of let it go by the wayside. I made the box part of this about over a year ago. And then I took a trip to Atlanta for 10 days, and he got to go with me. And so I had to make the throne. So I've been working on this for quite a while, and it worked really well. But it has a cushion. I made the box myself. I upholstered it. All of the little posts are different colors, the upholstery things. I bought the foam. Everything else I found around here and there. And the cover goes over it. He has a pillow and another pillow. And because he's bougie. And I want to show you, and he's spoiled. So I wanted to show you what our little trip was like and how he is in his car. So initially, when I took it home, I didn't have the pillow. I didn't have actually the elastic part done, and I didn't have the pillow, but he liked the box so much. And if you notice the time, that's 11 o'clock, and then at like almost 1 o'clock, he's still in it, and he's sound asleep. And then he finally woke up at 5, okay? And he's like, I'm like, okay, he really likes this box. This trip is gonna go amazing. And then the next day, he's back in the box, and as I'm working on it, it was hard working on it, and then, you know, he was still in it at 1 o'clock. So before our big trip, I'm like, I'm gonna take him out in it. So there he is in it with his harness, because I wanna make sure he's safe in case there's an accident or something. So he's in it, and before we went on our big trip to Atlanta, I took him to the Petco, and he got to see the birds. So he's checking out the birds, and this poor little hamster. And he's like checking that little guy out. And I was a little nervous because when we go to Atlanta, my best friend has 5 chickens, okay? And those are some of them, they're beauties. So, but Indy fit right in. He went right with the flock, didn't bug the chickens didn't bug him, and it was fantastic. And he even climbed a tree while he was there. So he got some good exercise. So that is our trip back. Don't let that fool you. He only slept a half hour on the 3-hour trip back, but he just talked like every 10 minutes. He walked around and talked, but he did sleep in his bed, but he loved it. So that is the cat throne. So that is Indy. So, oh.
What does your cat eat?
He's actually a picky eater. He eats a certain type of cat food and Temptations, and he doesn't eat anything else. No chickens. No chickens were harmed in this creation of this cat. Surprisingly, he's a picky eater. He spent the first 4 years of his life on the streets, and he was 19 pounds when he did that. And then when he got fixed, he kind of just like let loose. So, but yeah, but that is Indy. Yeah.
Does he resist the harness?
No, he's actually pretty good with it.
And do you have him on a leash?
Mm-hmm. I take him on a leash, and when I call him, he usually comes, and he follows around. He is such a good boy. When I tell him, go outside, he wants to go outside. When I say get in the house, he gets in the house. And it helps better if I shake the treats a little bit, but he gets in the house.
Can
Yeah.
you also herd cats?
Oh my gosh, I've tried herding cats. I would love to be able to do that. So, awesome. Well, thank you. Oh, I forgot to mention, one of the safety features is these are clasps for the seatbelt to go in it. So it stays nice and secure. It's also like 20 pounds of its own, but anyway.
Rarely have I been so delighted. My girlfriend and I have a tradition. Each Christmas we take turns who buys the cats presents. And this year the kitty's got a pram. And in clearly attention-seeking behavior, we took the cats out for a walk around the neighborhood the other day, and no one noticed. It was completely unfulfilling.
Do the cats like it?
No. But they have a pram now, so we're doing it again. Next up, we've got Joe, who has brought a pile driver.
I hope this is sturdy enough. Gently. Okay. All right. So, I'm Joe, and So I needed something to hammer posts down into the ground with. I don't know if anybody's ever tried using one of these things, but I made a big heavy one. Basically, if this was the post, the pile driver goes up over the top of it, and you slam it down and slam it down. Don't worry, I wasn't actually going to do it to you. So all of this is found material that we had here. I do have a little bit of process stuff that I can show and share. This is the pipe. It's part of an old a parking column that was around the blacksmithing shop. It's piled up outside there. To cut the big heavy square base out of the bottom, we've got some big heavy stock over there. But the idea is that you draw your lines, but when you start cutting it, it kind of disappears. So you make a punch line. You take a center punch, and you can see the little dots all around. And then as it continues to, or as you cut, even though the chalk and everything disappears, you can still see those witness marks. And here I go cutting it. Got the oxy fuel torch out. And it's 3/4 inches of steel, and you can see it just slices through it like butter. It's really effortless, but it's very satisfying. Finish that cut. Going to make the other cut. You can see I use a straight edge too. I line that straight edge up just a little bit offset from where that line's going to be, because the torch itself takes up a little bit of room. So you have to like set it back a little bit. I'll preheat it. It was already pretty hot from the first cut, but it's a good idea to let that heat soak into a thick piece of metal before you make your cut. So I'm just kind of demonstrating that here a little bit. It's called taking the chill out of the metal. If you ever cut anything with a torch, you'll actually see condensation bead up all around it. It'll get wet and steam. So you want to get all that out on a thicker piece of steel before you make your cut. Yeah, there she goes. Almost down to the end. Wait for it. There it goes. Ta-ding! Thumbs up. Oops. Nope, I think I'm going the wrong way. Make the cut. Made the handles out of the square stock. Blacksmith shop had a bunch of leftover stuff that had been heated up and already beaten on, so I just used some of the stuff that probably wasn't good for much. Of course, the old post had all that old paint all over it, and anytime you go to weld on anything, you got to grind all that down, get down to your base metal before you actually make your attachments. Otherwise, whatever's on that, the rust, the paint, it'll become inclusions in your welds. So you got to clean all that up. Lined it all up real nice. And then started welding it on. So I've got just a little shot here of a little bit of welding. This is okay to look at this arc. It's just a photo. But bringing it around the bend. As you're welding around a round thing, you have to keep your rod in the right orientation. So it's a little bit, it's all in the wrist, right? You bring it around as you go. That's the idea there. And then I really wanted to attach it real well, so I didn't just do one bead. I ended up making 3 passes on the bottom part. And when you do that, you kind of stack them like a pyramid. So your first one is your root pass, and you put that in, and you can see the second pass coming around and almost finishing up there. And then this is the third pass going on top of that. So it kind of stacks up, just makes it a thicker weld. You don't try to gob it all on at once. And there she is, all finished up. I was thinking about painting it, but I kind of like the gritty look, and it's a pile driver after all, so. But yeah.
How long does it take a leaky to drive a post?
How long does it take you to drive a post?
I'll let you know when she finishes.
I was just gonna say, however long it takes him.
Yeah.
How long does it take is those, you did the 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to wait for them to cool?
No, it's kind of better if you don't. Once that metal gets up to temp, then it's better for it to be welded at that higher temp. Yeah, the same way that I was soaking the metal with a torch to make it a better cut. Yeah, it's the same thing with you don't want to weld on it cold. You want it to be above 500 degrees and get the chill out of it. Daryl.
So you welded handles onto a round surface. What's your technique for binding flat to round them?
Just let the weld make up for it. Yeah, this one I didn't try to coat that round into it at all. In fact, what I did though was actually bevel out these, so it looks like it's just square on top, but I actually dug grooves into it, so the weld's deeper into the metal, and the same thing on the bottoms there, where it's like it's not necessarily just welded flat. But anytime you have that kind of butt-to-butt connection where you're there, it's all right to just build it up around the outside. That's structurally acceptable. Gravity. So it was like this on the table, and I just lined up with that red mark across the side there and let gravity hold it there for me. Put a little tack on there, put a little tack on there, and then go to town welding.
So you used a stick welder versus like a wire welder?
Yeah, so the MIG process that we have here is a short circuit MIG process, and it's really, really good for thin material, but a lot of times it doesn't get a lot of penetration. So I was stick welding this because, yeah, this is thicker metal that's going to it needs a little bit more structure behind it, so it gets a little bit better penetration, and yeah, exactly. That's its whole job, is just to slam down on things all day. So yeah, so I did choose stick welding process. But good question, yeah.
How heavy is that?
You want to see? I didn't weigh it, but you can. I'll pass it around. I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't weigh it. Sorry, it's heavy enough to get a good and I can do it for a while without wearing myself out.
I'm gonna get you good biceps.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well done.
I'll do the bad puns, thank you very much. All right, we have exhausted our list. Did anybody else bring anything? Yes. Okay, this gentleman here. Oh, you as well? Jared, what do you got, man?
So you might remember that way back in February, Sam and I taught a paper mache class, and then this past weekend we ended up going to the Ren Fair out in Nashville. And so I made a mushroom hat. Yeah, isn't that cool? And I will pass this around so everybody can see what it looks like. But yeah, I was able to use a lot of stuff that I already had, the newspaper from the class, acrylic paints that I got from work, and actually my turning face shield is the headband in this. So I haven't glued anything in here, so you can see what all that looks like. But yeah, I'll pass this around.
You're going to put the face shield back on it, because that would be kind of amazing. Yeah?
Hello, everyone. This will also be quick. I can't drive piles or wear mushrooms, but I can needlepoint. And the last time I was up here, I had showed you guys a different needlepoint that I had just finished that I don't even remember how long it took me, at least a couple of years. And at the time, everybody was very curious about what they look like raw, I guess. I don't know what the right wording here. I can't really hold it up because, as you can tell, you can't see anything through it as well. So I'm going to hold it in front of this. But this is what it looks like. It's a stamped canvas by one of my favorite, Gobelin, which is it's a German company that makes these. I get these online. And they came with a little piece of paper that I have in my bag that tells me what the DMC thread numbers are. All of these coincide with numbers down here. And there was another brand that it also gave that I wasn't as anchor threads as well. So depending on what kind of threads you want to use, you can have the colors in either. I always suggest you stick to the one you stick with at the beginning. But this is what it looks like before it's done. And promise I'll probably bring it back later this year or next year or the year after, depending on how this works out. Hopefully I still know all of you guys and this isn't a retirement project, but I am intending, definitely not. We'll see how Festival goes, because I'll be slinging this while I'm sitting there. So, but this is what they look like fresh. That's it. That's what I want to show.
Very cool. Anybody else got anything before we wrap up with the shows and shares? Do you have a few things to mention to you? A few classes that are coming up in the next little bit. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, May the 6th at 6:30 p.m., we have Woodworking 102. That is the wood turning authorization class. If you would like to rotate bits of trees, this is your opportunity. That is an auth class, so if you want to turn wood, you do have to take this class to be authorized to do it. And when I looked, at least, there was still a ticket or two, so maybe check that out.
Do the 101 first. Is that correct? Nope.
I don't believe there's a requirement on that one. On Saturday, which is May the 9th, at 10 a.m., the Woodworking 101 auth, not required for the 102, is happening. So you can also get that. Surprisingly, there are also tickets available there. So for all of you looking to make sawdust, get in queue. And then next Tuesday, which is May the 12th, I'll just mention that we'll be doing a new member onboarding after show and share. So if you're currently a trial member on the path to membership, or if you're considering getting on that path, it's a good opportunity for you to attend that, learn more about the organization. Attendance to the new member onboarding is required at some point before you become a real live member. So consider hanging out with us. Tonight, though, beg pardon?
When was that?
That is next Tuesday, May the 12th, after show and share, so approximately 7:30 p.m. A couple of other announcements I want to lay on you real quick. As alluded to and foreshadowed also by Aliki, this weekend is Festival. That is a hyper-local festival happening here in the Vestal area in which we now dwell, a celebration of music, arts, and community. We have been invited to operate a little booth and talk about Knox Makers, which we will be doing. And if you would like to hang out and help rep for Knox Makers, that would be super cool. You can just bring a little project, hang out with your Knox Makers friends, and tell everybody about how swell it is here. That's happening from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Just down the road at 201 Ogle Avenue, which is the Sustainable Futures Center. Should be a good time. Also, let me mention, perhaps some of you will recall, it used to be the case that about this time in show and share, we would beg and plead for somebody to change the air filters for us. Hopefully you've noticed that we haven't had to do that because Butch said he will change the air filters forever. And indeed, Butch has been in here changing air filters silently and dutifully for months and months and months. Except Butch is sick tonight. So somebody should attempt to be Butch and replace the air filters in the HVAC units. Who will fill this role for us tonight? Wes, my man, thank you very much. If you are a first-timer, if this is your first occasion being at Knox Makers, an extra special welcome. Please be sure that you talk to somebody with a badge and get a tour and get your questions answered before you go away. Tonight, though, we have something extra special happening at the conclusion of show and share, which we are ever so near to, and that is our very own Tracy will be talking about mapping from an artistic perspective. This is a talk that she has given at several conferences, national and international, and we are blessed that she's giving it to us here tonight. So please go out and observe whatever biological imperatives may be on you at this time. Return to this room in 5 or 10 minutes and listen and learn about art and maps. Thank you all for being here. Let's go out in the shop and make some weird stuff.